People who are not familiar with the works you've done with prisoners in Nigeria, which is not usual. For those who are not familiar, tell us about how your faith was expressed in the freeing of the bound, because that's what you were doing.
So as a musician, I wanted to be able to use my voice and my platform to speak up. Sincerely, it all started because I said, I want the youths, you know, my fellow youth, to see where they end up if they commit crime. That was where it started from. So I got into going into the prisons. I'll put up a stage, perform, invite other musicians to come with me, until I was in prison doing the usual thing I do. And one young inmate ran up to me and said, hey, I'm not a criminal, but I'm locked up here for minor offense. And that was when it became, okay, there is more to me coming to perform, you know, and that was when it became like full-blown advocacy. I started looking into like cases of people in prison with minor offenses. I feel like, hey, give them community service rather than lock them up. So I started using my platform to raise funds, and we just started paying bills, you know.
Now these were people who couldn't pay bail, and then they're incarcerated, and they're taken to some of the worst prisons in the country.
Well, you know, once you hear Kirikiri, you know, Kirikiri is Kirikiri. Kirikiri is one of the toughest prisons in Nigeria, you know. Nobody hears Kirikiri and smiles about it, you know. So for me at that time, I just felt like, no, this shouldn't be, you know. So, you know, I started doing all of those work, and I'm very grateful to God. I tell people, it's an opportunity to serve, you know, and I'm grateful.
You say at that time, we're talking over 2 decades.
Yeah, so I started 2008, but it became full-blown in 2009.